Be honest, what was your initial thought when I brought up manifestation? Did you think I was insane? I also believe in karma. I believe that if you inject good into this world, it's going to come back to you tenfold in ways that you never expected.
There has to be an action taken there. You know, it could take 5 years to reach whatever that ultimate goal is.
When we went down there, my intentions were fairly similar to the first time when I went and did the Ibogaine and 5-MeO treatment. But, you know, some of those effects had worn off and some of them had stayed in. But I have been feeling very overwhelmed recently. We just brought our episodes up to 1 a week. It's been a lot of stress on me and a lot of stress on the team, kind of getting into that grind and turn it into a well-greased machine, and it's taken time away from my family, and I really just, I needed to become grounded again, reconnect with my family, reconnect with who's important, and it was also the perfect time of year because I know a lot of people think New Year's resolutions are bullshit and you should just always have goals, but for me, it always has been and hopefully always will be a time where I can reflect on what happened the year prior, what my wins were, what my losses were, what my failures were, and try to make this year better. And I was having, because I've been so involved in the business and
Right.
you know, it was hard for me to think of goals, like real goals. You know, I came up with a couple goals and it was like, you know, I hope to make X amount of money this year, and it was like shallow bullshit that doesn't mean anything.
I know what you mean.
And I had no idea, you know, what I was in for, and just like I thought, you know, it cleared the weeds out. Everything became a picture perfect, clear, as far as clarity is concerned, picture of what I need to be doing. And I wanted to reconnect with my family, be in the moment, find my goals, manifest my goals, which we had talked a lot about manifestation the night before we went.
Yep.
And that's why I wanted to do it. What were your intentions?
Dude, I think probably like you know, my intentions were a little different compared to my first experience with psychedelics. You know, first time going down to Mexico, really didn't know what to expect. So this time I think my intentions were a little bit more deliberate, because I just kind of knew how powerful these psychedelics can be, and what they can do for an individual and that person's family. So for me, a couple of those things were really gaining some clarity and some direction at this point in my life where I've reached from here moving forward, and in different aspects of my life. So as a father, as a husband, and as an entrepreneur, you know, just trying to just look ahead, you know, in the big picture of things. A lot of it was my intentions were geared towards my family, you know, having the ability to be present. You know, dude, there's just so much shit that goes on in our lives, and it's very easy to allow that background noise to get louder and louder and ultimately take over, and you don't forget, but the focus that you put on the things that truly matter, it kind of draws away from that. And I just know that that's the most important thing, and I just wanted to gain more techniques and ways to just be present with my family, and to be able to show them the love and the empathy and the attention that I feel like they deserve from my son, my daughter, my wife, you know, and even, you know, my parents, my wife's parents, just everything. And I think that's one of the biggest things I've gotten out of doing psychedelics is, dude, I'm more empathetic than I've ever been in my entire life.
You and me both.
it's opened me up to things I never even thought that I would have the ability to see, you know.
Me too, man. You know, I would like to put a little bit of context on recent history of you, if that's okay. And if it's not, you feel free to stop me. But 4th of July last year, I got a call from you, and I had no idea how dark of a place you were in. And to put a little more context in it, I mean, you moved from Florida, you picked up your family, moved away from your son, moved to Tennessee, got a new job. That did not work out, and it didn't take long. Then you had to uproot your family, your wife and daughter again, move to Texas, reestablish yourself, try to get your fishing business going again, and I think the wheels just, you'd been running so hard that the wheels fell off. It took me totally by surprise, and I know you checked into a brain clinic. I made a couple calls. I don't know if any of that helped or not, but not with the brain clinic, but with somebody that's very near and dear to me. But and so I just thought, I was like, man, I fucking love you, dude, and you're one of my best friends, and so I just thought, I was like, man, I'll bet Nick, I could use it. I'll bet he could use it. Let's just reconnect, get away from technology, get away from people, and let's get out of town for a little bit and get back to what's important. And so he came in on, I think, a Friday night, and we had a long discussion about manifestation, and that's something that I've been working on for a long time, and I guess not too long, but I've realized, for me personally, and I think a lot of people think that manifestation is bullshit, but I'm here to tell you that is very real. And they gave you example after example of how I've manifested what this has turned into, and a lot of different aspects in my family and in business. And be honest, what was your initial thought when I brought up manifestation? Did you think I was insane?
No, not at all. It's actually, I found it ironic when you brought it up, because it's a topic that I recently had started really digging into and kind of diving deep and doing my own research. And I've actually talked to some other just close friends, Cody Alfred. It was funny because I think 3 or 4 days before I came to see you, I was actually with Cody, and we had a conversation about this, and he was talking about it because he believes in it as well, and I find it fascinating, and I do think there is something to it, 100%. And I'm just at the point where I just want to learn now. I'm so interested in it. So when you brought it up, dude, I was like, so we're going here. Wasn't expecting it because I didn't know what your stance was on it, and I thought it was a really, really good conversation. It was very educational for me, and it, showed me where you lie, where you stand with it, and it kind of still left me. I just wanted more, and fast forward to the end of the weekend, it's mind blowing and it's real.
Well, yeah, it is. And in short, without diving 100% into that conversation again, I was saying, you were asking how I manifest what I want, and I'm still working on this. And to be honest, I haven't looked outward much on how other people manifest. I realized that I'm doing it. I've heard people mention it, talk about it, but the way I manifest my goals is I think about it all the time. I think about it during meditation. I talk to my wife about it. I began very recently actually saying what I want out loud and throwing it out into the universe or to God or whatever you want to call it, and it comes back. And I also believe in karma. I believe that if you inject good into this world, it's going to come back to you tenfold in ways that you never expected. It's not going to come back from the people that you do the good for. It's going to come back in a completely different angle and blindside you. But back to manifestation, how I like to manifest is by thinking a lot. The power of thought, I think, is I don't think people put enough into the power of thought. And I think bigger. I think about my goal, and then I think about the next goal and the next goal. And so what I do is in the immediate goal, I just make it bigger and bigger and bigger. And when you think like that, all of the short-term goals automatically fall into place because you're thinking bigger. And so it begins the manifestation process. You start gaining a tremendous amount of momentum because you're winning. You know, and the reason that's happening is, one, you're taking action, but two, you're just thinking so far ahead that all of the initial goals wind up happening automatically because you're thinking so big. And I think momentum is a key component when it comes to manifestation as well.
Yeah, I agree. And I think the key word that you just mentioned was action, taking action. You know, it's a lot more than just thinking of an idea or goal. There has to be an action taken there. And, you know, it could take 5 years to reach whatever that ultimate goal is. It could take 5 years. And you just have to ask yourself, are you willing to work each and every day to make yourself better, to become a better version of yourself each and every day? And it could be in the most simple ways possible. You know, did I do this? Did I do that? You know, look at yourself yesterday, today. What did I do to work towards that goal? You know, and I think it's you talk about the power of thinking, and it's a mindset thing, you know. It's 100% a mindset thing, and then taking action. So I agree with you.
Hey everybody, I'm Shawn Ryan. Click here to subscribe to the Shawn Ryan Show YouTube channel for the hottest and most compelling interviews that you will not see anywhere else. I've also made a playlist of all the previous SRS episodes so they're easy to find. You can find that right here.